22nd, 2008. It's the Toronto News Junkie with another edition of The View from Here. Let's see what's in the papers today. The Toronto Star headline is, 3 more are fallen. 3 more valiant young Canadian soldiers have been killed in Afghanistan as a result of a roadside IED. This brings the total loss of life since our mission began to 93. Their names were Sergeant Sean Eads, Corporal Dustin Wasden, and Sapper Stephan Stock. I personally want the families and their friends to know that the entire nation mourns with them, and we all grieve their loss. We have lost some of our best. There's another story today on the outbreak of Listeria in Toronto and surrounding area. Apparently a woman in Hamilton, which is a neighboring community to Toronto, has died, and 30 cases are being investigated. I would have to say, from what I've read, that the CEO of the company, Maple Leaf Foods, has been extremely responsible. There's a letter in all the newspapers today from the CEO explaining what happened and what their position is. And I expect that they're going to somehow figure out how to stop people from dying. The article under the fold today is about the Chinese gymnasts. These young children who are supposedly 16 years old. I don't have to be a face recognition genius to tell you that the little girl in this picture can't be more than about 13, 14 years old, because she looks about 9. There's another article on the front of the Toronto Star about the fact that the inflation that we are enduring at the moment is outstripping pay increases. In fact, it's the highest 12-month increase in more than 5 years in July. And it would be blamed on the escalating prices for gas and the food that we eat, which are 2 things that you really don't need, so that probably you're not really feeling inflation as much as the Toronto Star thinks you are. The July inflation rate was 3.4%, and it was about the highest since March of 2003. So things are looking just rosy in Ontario, Canada, in terms of the economy. And that's what the Toronto Star has on the front page today. Let's see what the Globe and Mail has. The Globe and Mail's top story on the front page is Ottawa aims to put its stamp on the 2010 Olympic Games. This is a story about the fact that for the measly $20 million the federal government kicked in for the Vancouver Olympic Games, that they would like to now politicize the Olympics and put their stamp and reflect the aspirations of our country. Translation, they want it to represent the people who are running the country. The other article that's on the front page of the Globe is a large color picture of Eric Lamaze, or Lamaze, I don't know how to pronounce his name, and I don't want to learn. This fellow here won a gold medal for Canada in Equestrian, and I have a couple of issues with the fact that he's now being turned into a hero, and as you can see, there's a full color picture of him on the front of the paper. This man was kicked out of the Atlanta and Sydney Olympics for drug use, and he has come back now, and he has won a gold medal. In his favor, this is a fellow who was born poor and hardscrabble and worked in the stables and kind of worked his way up and became one of the best riders in the world. But the fact is, I don't believe that the Olympics should be a place where somebody who ever screwed up should get a second chance. Everybody's making a big deal and touting the fact that he got a second chance. And my opinion on this is, you're a role model. Role models don't get a second chance. If you're a teacher, if you're a rock star, if you're an athlete, I don't think you should get a second chance. You have the option of not being a role model anymore and doing something else to make a lot of money. But please don't be a role model and tell people that you can go to the Olympics after you got caught 3 times for drugs. 1 time was questionable, twice for cocaine, and now he's a hero in Canada because he brought home the gold. The other issue I have with this is that I don't think the horses look like they're having a good time. I think the horses should be possibly shown a little bit of mercy. They make them jump over these big fences and they look frightened. Wouldn't you be frightened if you were jumping over a fence in front of a pond full of water with 60,000 people screaming at you? I think so. Here's something else. Equestrian. I don't know whether it was the Norwegian team, it doesn't matter. One of the teams in the Olympics was disqualified, not because the team members were on drugs, because the horses were on drugs. Well, the horses didn't go downtown in a taxi and buy them themselves. So I think the equestrian is dirty. I don't think we should deify people who have screwed up when they are role models. The other big story on the front of the Globe and Mail today is a follow-up story to yesterday's story about codeine being linked to some difficulties with women who are pregnant, some serious difficulties. Apparently, many women carry a duplicate gene that allows their body to convert the codeine in substances like Tylenol 3 into morphine, and it goes through their mother's milk and can kill their children, and has. Now doctors are recommending that all Tylenol 3 be removed from obstetric areas in hospitals. The other story on the front of the Globe and Mail is about the 3 soldiers who died in the IED explosion. The Toronto Sun, the home of the Sunshine Girl. Let's take a look at today's Sunshine Girl. Today's headline on the Toronto Sun is "Unsafe Work Shuts Sunrise Down." Now, I'm sure the entire world knows about the propane explosion in Toronto not too long ago. And the company that was operating the yard there, which is called Sunrise Propane, has now been closed down by the Ontario Ministry because they were making an illegal transfer, a truck-to-truck transfer of propane, which is not only dangerous but illegal. They've been caught doing it numerous times before, and now they've been shut down. They can appeal the closing, but I hope they just put them in jail and throw away the key. And the front page of the National Post, of course, has our hero, our icon, Eric Lamaze, or Lamaze, on his horse. The cocaine addict hero from Canada. And then we have another story about the Listeria outbreak, Listeriosis, which is currently causing a lot of problems for a large meat company called Maple Leaf Foods in Toronto. There's another story about the 3 soldiers who died in the roadside IED. And then there's a very interesting story about Stephan Dion, who is a politician in Canada, a federal politician, who has challenged the Prime Minister to clarify his view on abortion, threatening to reignite the debate as Canada careens towards a fall election. Explanation: it's not just in the United States, we have crazy people here too. So every time my American friends wonder about the right to life people and the crazies in your country, please be aware we have them too. That's the front pages of this morning's papers in Toronto today. It was a slow news day. See you again on Monday. Thanks. Bye.